Do you enjoy pretending to hold to beliefs that you actually don't give a shit about as long as it owns the libs?
For the entire existence of the U.S., there have been two political parties, the Republicans and the Democrats. And now, both parties are fighting within each other, and others are having their own controversies, such as
Thousands
Dean
of people on the
Wither,
right are calling me a predator.
the boy who went from being an Andrew Tate clone to being now one of the most largest progressive cock-sucking Hassan fans. And of course, I don't really mean that. I just mean he's a progressive content creator. And within this video, we will find how Dean Withers went from being an Andrew Tate clone to now being a progressive debating fuck. With him debating Trump supporters who I honestly question if they even have a brain cell to begin with. So let's jump into this. Dean Withers is an American live streamer and political commentator. Dean gained prominence starting in 2023 for challenging conservative viewpoints on societal issues through debates via TikTok. And in 2024, he was featured on Jubilee, where he talked about Trump and his agenda with MAGA supporters, who, might I say, have a brain cell of a fucking panda. Withers grew up in Grand Junction, Colorado, with conservative family members, leading him to hold conservative viewpoints in his early life. He later shared that his conservative upbringing pushed him to educate himself further on political and societal issues, which led to his shift towards a liberal political ideology. Withers began sharing his political content on social media in 2022 on issues such as abortion and gay rights. Dean would be featured on Jubilee several times in 2 episodes on their series called Surrounded. Dean would participate in these debates against several conservative activists such as Charles Kirk and Ben Shapiro. Dean would be featured again on Jubilee, where Dean was surrounded by 20 Trump supporters, whom he debated individually on various political topics. In October the 2nd, 2024, Dean debated a far-right political commentator, Nick Fuentes. It seemed like he's been very, very popular against Charles Kirk. With every time he would go on a college campus, Kirk would immediately shit his fucking pants if he was seen near Dean. From a Twitter account named, and hear me out, Chief Trumpster, they posted a video in which Dean was impersonating Andrew Tate. The tweet would go on to talk about his program. It would have coaches, mentors, and high-level structure, rivaling the successful Hustler University, the program that promised a lot but never gave. The video will go on to talk about how Dean talked about taking a private jet to LA. And for the rest of the video, it would be shown that Dean is flexing in a rented out car while showing money. Going further into the account, the rest of the tweets would talk about Dean's ebook, in which he claimed that he had spent up to $8,750 for a e-Bible that cost $250. However, if you did pre-order it, you would get a nice $175 cost. Very steep discount. Thank you, Dean. I bought the book immediately. However, according to Dean, he would admit that it was a failed market poly scheme. This would only be the tip of the iceberg for Dean. Dean Withers made a telegram. In this, he would update on some of the people in it. This telegram would consist of his lifestyle, and most importantly, him flexing in it. Which some of the photos would be going from gym pics to money spreads. And because of this, people would leave the telegram, in which Dean would respond to the people. In this, he claims that he's making millions of dollars per month. Might I add, a very big thing to point out about this is that Hustler University is one of the most biggest Ponzi schemes in the world, and that only made the Tates $5.5 million. And of course, this is before they paid everyone. So we might not know what the actual cost of what the Tate brothers are bringing in. Of course, claiming millions of dollars by saying some random bullshit is very eye-catching. And upon thinking about it, you would have to do the math. In order to get $1 million per month, you would need to have 1,000 people paying $1,000 per person. And to be fair, it looks like the people on the Telegram, there are thousands of people watching and viewing this Telegram. But this Telegram was free, to be fair. So we don't really know if Dean is making the $1 million. And if he is, it doesn't look good for them either way. He claimed that they outbeat Andrew Tate's Hustler University out of the water. And just like every other money guru, he probably rented all the cars, the watches, and jewelry just to post with it and show that his courses work well. But behind the scenes, he's fucking you financially. And of course, all of this is to hook you, just so you can buy his fucking book and learn the way to fast track your income. Followed by, well, what he would say.
The University of eBusiness will be a completely interactive, online, independent platform in which students will be able to learn through various online courses by various coaches and instructors. Do not miss out on the opportunity. We will be opening up pre-sales tomorrow, the price being public as well. More information coming very soon. I'm very happy about this, and I hope that every single one of you are as well, because this will literally change your life.
The official pre-order for my ebook, which strictly teaches my methods, is now available for a very limited pre-order. And let's make this clear. I don't give a fuck about the money I make from this book. I simply want to teach you guys and redistribute the wealth. So far, I paid thousands for RD on this ebook. Even more bills on the way. However, this is coming from the guy who is flexing his wealth in a rented out car, possibly watches and maybe fake paper money. Whilst he's doing this, he's also wearing a fucking $50 woman's glasses. I mean, simply thinking about it is, what the fuck are you trying to prove here? Are you trying to be the fucking Joker?
A hungry dog really is. It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
I mean, you can't say I don't care about the money when you're selling a $250 fucking ebook. Which, if you get to the discount, it does save you some pretty good money. I mean, financially thinking about it, my book that I'm going to college for, the book that every college tells you to get, costs the same amount as Dean's fucking e-Bible. At least I know that, with my college, I am very, very well known to getting fucked in the ass to buy a book that in reality would probably cost like $50 fucking dollars. And at least they're out front that they're fucking my ass too, but hey, I guess you live and learn.
Here's something I want to explain to each and every single one of you. When I opened up the pre-order for my e-Bible, which goes over effectively every single way I've been able to live my dream life at 17 years old by making money online, as well as all of these common and not so common methods of making money online, a Bible dedicated to the pure explanation of how to make money online in every single way, majority of the people that reacted to it simply bit it because I was selling it for a profit. Now, why is this wrong? You are making an investment in information that effectively you could turn around, use that information to make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 1,000 fold the original amount you invested, and you are it. You could go to McDonald's and spend $15 for a lunch. You will never get those $15 back. You will not multiply that $15 at any fold. It's the same way with paying for a video game, paying for a movie, paying for literally anything, because we live in a society where you have to pay for stuff, and you don't bit that. But the majority of you guys bit at having to pay for information in which you could exponentially increase the amount you paid for it? That is insane to me.
I mean, fuck, at least I know I'm getting scammed. Hell, at least I didn't hide my account that, you personally said was a failed marketing poly scheme that you used for months. Hell, if you're willing to lie about that, what else are you willing to lie about?
Think of my University of E-Business as a cornerstone to developing you as a person, as well as your income online and your skill set. The university will teach highly specific skills, such as influencer management and advanced cryptocurrency trading, as well as more generalized and basic ones, such as Amazon FBA or Shopify e-commerce. I believe that going into individual trades and how to make money online is important. I also believe what is even more important is getting your mindset in the right place and growing your mindset through the right principles. Another cornerstone of the platform will be teaching these.
Your failed identity, Mr. Failed Andrew Tate. It's not like you're trying to be the white version of Andrew Tate, which is funny because they are facing charges. Dean has a fair share of controversies, none of which comes close to harboring a fucking sex predator. From the channel Planet Peterson, they talk about how Dean is a fucking human garbage due to Dean sheltering a guy named Irish NYC, a guy who I'm not going into depth, but if you do want to see the depthness of Irish NYC, you could check out Peterson's video. So what happened was Irish realized that he couldn't do damage on Peterson, so he flocked to Dean's Discord, in which he spread fucking lies about Peterson. Peterson realized this and DM'd Dean, talked about how Irish stalked and sent revenge porn.
An absolute psychopathic liar and criminal.
My name is Irish and NYC in Discord. Irish and NYC lowercase. Anything you have on Christie. Any information you have. Phone number, address, children's names, parents' names, partner's name, business. Anything you have, please notify me and let me know. Photos of anyone related to her. Facebook names, schools. Anything you have, please send it my way, please. Irish and NYC, all lowercase. Because you know what? It's fucking on at this point.
Okay, well, let me be super clear. To anyone who is in Flurple server, go fucking kill yourself. Go take a shotgun, open your fucking mouth, and blast your head off.
No,
oh my God.
We ain't going that far.
Stop. Yo, stop.
Absolutely.
Yep, and that's the one.
Not
no, I'll drop fucking everyone right now because I'm fed up of people tone policing how people react to abusive people. If Chainsaw was reacting to abusive people, which is exactly what he was doing,
I didn't say that, by the way.
For policing, I'll fucking say it with my full chest. Flurple has a server of racist fucking scumbags that you all are fucking enabling. And if you're gonna fucking cry when someone says go fucking put a shotgun up your fucking ass, then you should get your priorities straight, because you should be more offended by someone having a fucking picture of someone curb stomping a black man. You should maybe give two fucks about that, my guy. And if you don't give two fucks about that, I don't give a fuck about your brain getting blown out.
I think after all that, Irish might need to jerk his dick off just a little bit. Further into this controversy, Dean wanted Peterson's side on this, in which he said,
"Yep, there's a pinned video on my TikTok. It's at the very top of my page. Go and check it out, and you can see how everything he's talking about is a lie." Well, Dean just chose to join Irish's side. He even joined live streams with the guy and, repeated the mantra or the lies about me and said he hopes I lose my career, which ended up happening. Now, about a month later, I had a pretty long conversation with Dean, over 30 minutes. And this happened because at that point, I basically said, either you fix this or I tell everybody how you're complicit in it.
And after the talk, Peterson talks about how Dean is a fake individual, in which, after all of this, I guess it kind of makes sense to Dean doubling down on a lot of controversies, such as the CPS call and encouraging his followers to dox people. I guess in a way, but then again, I looked at Dean's Discord and found that Irish isn't on there. So maybe Dean did do something. Either way, for Dean, standing and dying on this hill, even when the proof is fucking outstanding, is questionable. Some could say dumb. But then again, I'm not really like a fucking, person who would tickle your ball sack and finger your booty hole. I think if you're going to die on this fucking hill, especially when the proof is very outstanding about how Irish is not a good person, might I add, it doesn't fucking make sense. And that and again, this goes back to all the CPS calls. Why the fuck are you doubling down on all these controversies? If 99% of the internet is pointing fingers at you and saying you're a fucking idiot, don't double down on the goddamn thing. Just be like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like there's so much to do here. And this kind of rotates itself back to just saying Dean just doesn't seem real. It doesn't at all. And from Pierre's perspective, how do you go from being like a kind soul on your TikToks to on the phone, you're just like a douchebag who's like, bro, I fuck bitches and I'm about to come. Like, how do you do that? And this might show that Dean is probably a double-faced person. Two-Face for that Batman reference. So I don't really know. Maybe this is just a big fucking theory. Dean is just a fucking idiot. I really don't know how to say this, but is Dean grifting? Probably. I feel like he has a strong case of grifting. Again, you went from having this clone stance of Andrew Tate and profited millions of dollars from what you said off these people. One, we know you're a scammer then. And I don't have any sympathy for fucking scammers, right? We know you lied about that. Kind of like how somebody else lied. And I'm not the only one that thought about this. There's this Discord message that I saw, and I'll actually fucking read it. I'm sorry, but Dean is full of shit. The majority of y'all excusing his behavior are no better. Just because those screenshots were from 2019 to 2020 doesn't mean he stopped saying slurs or even learned from his behavior, but just gotten better at hiding it. As a teenager, you know what you said regardless if it was a joke or not to your YouTube friends or not. It's inexcusable for someone who benefited off the marginalized groups of LGBTQ plus community. It's disgusting and shameful. You and Parker has based your whole platform off groups you are not part of, and behind closed doors probably laugh at us, calling people the F slur, and then months later, or even during the same time, being an advocate for gay people, just so you can make money off it. And this Discord message really does like spark a lot. It's like there are people who are going to be like, you're not a gay advocate, you're two-faced, right? One side of your face is going to be like, oh, I am an advocate for gay people, and the other side's like, bro, that one Discord message I have non-stop laughed at. And I guess the biggest thing about this is like Dean has denied that this was a no scam. He literally says no scam. I've been working in the web dev for a long time and sold my service to people. Like, again, he's just disingenuous. He's got to be grifting. He denies the Andrew Tate shit, and then he was like, "Oh, by the way, I posted like a short message about it a long time ago in your Discord." Who the fuck is like? You're doing this for your audience. You're pleasing your audience. That's the thing. Like, he's pleasing it, and he knows that, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do it for my audience." But you're not gonna make this shit on Twitter. You're not gonna own your fucking people who are more than just your fans, by the way. People who actually have valid criticism against you. You're not gonna owe them an apology. And this is why I think it's just disingenuous. This is why I don't think he is a fucking leftist. And because it doesn't make fucking sense. How the fuck are you gonna sit there and go, oh, by the way, guys, I got my answer to this in my Discord, but not in Twitter, where the majority of people are shitting me at? Like, again, if somebody called you a pedophile, you wouldn't go on your Discord and go, guys, trust me, I'm not a pedophile. You would go on Twitter and go, no, I'm not a fucking pedophile. Like, what? It just doesn't fucking make it. It just literally does not make fucking sense. Everything about him is scummy, which I think he's grifting. He's got to be grifting because there's no fucking humanly possible way that you have done this and went, ooh, smart idea. He's got to be grifting, and he knows it, which is why he is so stubborn about this shit. Look at all the controversies he's fucking said, right? The CPS, the doxing and shit. He doesn't fucking apologize for that. He's like, no, I'm gonna double down on it. The microaggressions he's been doing, like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? And that's why I don't think he's fucking perfect. He's not a fucking leftist. He's just somebody who's going to look at this and go, I'm grabbing as much money as humanly possible from this. Because at the end of the day, what am I going to do? I made the money off dumb fucks, his dumb fucking audience, which are just a bunch of fucking young, horny people. Men and women. They're just a bunch of horny people who look at Dean as a fucking sexy guy. Again, this is the same reason why Hassan is famous. The only reason why people love Dean is because he's hot. Same thing for Hassan. The only reason why people fucking don't look at Hassan and go, bro, you made a bunch of terrorist threats is because he's fucking hot. That's it. And I'm not expecting more from him. But I'm also not expecting less from him. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't respond to this. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he responded period to all this and just scrubbed this away and just like scooted it far. Right? Ain't my problem. That's for tomorrow's me. And then just keep doing that until I'm just like sitting there looking at him and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This is why I don't think Dean is genuine. That's why I think he's a fraud. Because all the controversies he's had, it's just him sweeping it under the rug. And that just makes fucking sense. Because you're Dean fucking Withers. You've got no responsibility. And honestly, don't be surprised. Just fucking don't. He's just a disingenuous fuck. And honestly, if you want my big opinion about this, I think Dean is a fraud. He's got to be. All the controversies he's had, he's never been held to a high standard. His audience, he could possibly shoot somebody in the back of the head, be found murder, right? And in court, judge looks at him and goes, yeah, you shot the motherfucker in broad daylight. Yeah, it's fucking murder. His audience would never fucking care. They wouldn't even care. And it's just the whole point, right? Dean could sit there and say he supports terrorist groups. If Dean did what Hassan did, I promise you that Dean's audience would not fucking care. Because there's so much of an integration between Hassan and Dean's audience. Both are young. Well, I wouldn't say Hassan. Hassan's like fucking 40. Hassan Parker, 40. Poggers in the... Can we get a W in chat? It doesn't make fucking sense with Dean. And this is why I don't think he will ever fucking respond to this video. Because he knows if he does respond, he's going to have to come up with the most insane human line, right? Gonna have to fucking get a lawyer on this shit, a private detective. Hell, he might fucking kick me out of my own fucking college for all I fucking care. So yeah, if Dean does respond, I'll make a video about it. And if he doesn't, I'm probably going to be jerking my dick and balls to, I don't know, food porn, femboy porn, whatever my dick says that day. And I guess a big question for a lot of you people are you digging in your butt twin?